Hey yoga teachers, fitness instructors, Zumba teachers, this video is for you. I wanted to make this video and share it. My name is Tianna Christine and I'm a yoga teacher. I have now been teaching online for all of my classes. We are now, if you're watching this in real time, we really can't be live and in person right now with our classes. So that really pushed me into streaming, into video taping and live streaming all of my classes. Well, I then had to go and research how can I have the best video quality for my students. I searched all around on YouTube and even some Facebook groups how to get the best quality video for my classes. So I really couldn't find a lot. I did find some videos were very helpful, but it wasn't really an all-in-one that was able to help me. No one really broke it down. So I wanted to give you this video to be able to give you just that. Be able to break it down, make it easier for you to understand. And I'm going to show you my whole pro setup. This is my pro setup as of now. Please keep in mind that I did have to level up to get here. I was using a completely different setup when I first started this process even a month ago, and I've now leveled up. If you look at my previous videos, you will see the growth. So trust me. All right, let me tell you about my setup. First, let me tell you about the camera. So the camera that I'm filming on is my Sony a6100 camera. I have a video that goes into detail about all the reasons why I chose this particular camera. And that one is connected to my capture card. My capture card is my Elgato HD60S Plus. Remember the plus. That's going into my laptop. I have a MacBook Pro. So that whole setup is really, really important. Those are the basic components of my setup. And then I also have a microphone, and I'll get into that and why I chose that as well. So with the camera has a micro HDMI cable into it. So you can't necessarily hook a basic HDMI cable into it. So you have to get an adapter. So I bought an adapter for that. Another very important thing with the camera, you must get a dummy battery. Must get a dummy battery. I will say that again. If you want to do any streaming from your camera, the dummy battery is very important. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Like, please get the dummy battery. Trust me. That's the only way you're going to be able to keep the power going while you're being able to film. You don't want your camera to ever go out. So this is while you're streaming, while you're doing video, just make sure you have the dummy battery. I'll put a link in the description to the one I have for my Sony a6100. And now let's get into the rest of the capture card. So if you see here, it has an out and it also has an in. So I have everything going into my capture card. So with that, it's the HDMI that's connected directly into my camera. And then there's a USB-C to a USB-A. So this is going directly into my computer. Now, because I have a Mac, I have to have a dongle in order to get the USB-A to go into the USB-C computer, right? Because it's only USB-C here and not on the other side. That's just how Elgato did it. That it is what it is, right? Now, if you want to use the out would be your confidence monitor. The out would be if you wanted to hook HDMI up to an external monitor so you can see exactly what everyone else sees. But keep in mind, if you're streaming from Zoom, if you're streaming from Facebook or YouTube, you're typically going to be able to see what everyone else is seeing because you're going to have the class going. So you don't really have to worry about that as of now. I typically use my laptop and I prop it down somewhere underneath the camera where I can kind of keep an eye on it and still be able to keep an eye on the camera. So you don't necessarily have to have this, but it is something that is very important. So next up, past the camera. Actually, let me show you the camera. So let me show you the camera and show you all the ins and outs and kind of go over in detail about where actually each one goes. All right, this is my Sony a6100 series camera. I really enjoy this camera. like I said, it has a flip up top to it. This has the kit lens. And let me tell you about the cables. So the first one I have is the dummy battery cable that goes down and charges and plugs in. So make sure you get a dummy battery. And then the second one is my adapter for my HDMI. So for the HDMI that goes into the adapter, it goes into the micro HDMI part of your camera, and that is here. It goes into the second insert. So you want to make sure that you're putting it in the second one. That's the second one for your micro HDMI. So make sure you're always putting it into the first one. I have my ring light here that is directly in front of my camera. So I have that nice and bright. It really helps to brighten up the shot. And I make that look extra professional with the ring light on my camera. And then, like I said, I also have my HD 60S Plus, my Elgato, that goes into my dongle. My dongle is here. It is the Lentian, I believe, and it has little micro SD card ones in there. So it has a whole adapter there that goes into my laptop, and that's my MacBook Pro. All right, so let's get back to the setup. Now, with the rest of my setup, past the capture card and all of that, lighting. So with my lighting, I have a ring light on that's right in front of my camera. So I have it propped up with the ring light right around the camera. And then I also have another little studio light that is a very old light, something that I already had. I'll actually turn the camera around just a little so you can see that. That is my light there. And I also have a softbox light that is right here. So it's pointing directly to my set. So I will show you that as well. That's the softbox light. That's right there. All right, so let's get back to the rest of my setup. So with the rest of my setup, I'll adjust my camera just a little bit. So with the rest of my setup, microphone, right? We got the lights, we got the camera. We need the mic before we go to action. We need the mic. So my mic is the Blue Yeti microphone. Blue Yeti. So that's also connected. I really, really love to keep that connected. If it's off of mute, it's red. If it's on mute, it will flash. So those are the only ones. You can control the volume, and then you can also control the gain on the back, and then also the pattern. So I have it in the omnidirectional, and that's where I normally keep it. So just to let you know on that. All right, so let me show you how you would actually use your camera as a webcam when you're streaming or when you're doing anything on Zoom. So for example, I'm going to pull this up using QuickTime because that's probably the easiest one. I'm going to go through and I'm going to make a new video recording. So with that, I automatically have it set up for my camera, which you can see behind you on the screen. Hello. So with that, you would then choose which camera you're using. So you can go here. So say, for example, if I wanted to use the actual camera that comes here, and I actually have mine covered. So if I was to choose that, it would be very blurry because I actually put tape over it. But when you choose your camera, you will always choose your capture card. So you'll see that here, my capture card HD 60S Plus, and then also for my microphone, it's going into my Yeti microphone. So you want to also make sure that you're choosing your microphone as well. They have options where you can use the capture card, but I choose to use my Yeti, so I'm using my Yeti. All right, so let's get back to the video and I'll show you the rest. So I typically will I'll put my Blue Yeti down in front where it's right off of camera. All right, so once I'm over on my mat, I don't have to worry about being heard, right? I can turn around. Say if I'm in my pose, I'm in my warrior two pose, right? I can turn my head. I can look behind me. I can do all of my poses because I don't have that pack, right? If we had a wireless mic, we typically would have that lapel mic, right? And it would be somewhere on our back. Even if we wanted to come down onto our back, when we're hugging those knees into the chest, this is typically when the microphone starts to get in our way, because we want to go down into different poses and then the microphone is going to get in our way. We don't want that, right? We want to be able to still talk and communicate when we're over on our mats. So I really like the Blue Yeti microphone. When I'm here, I can see that the mic is on because it just has a solid red light. If the light is blinking, the mic is on mute. It does not have an on or off. The mic is plugged directly into my MacBook Pro via a dongle because it's powered by USB. So it has a USB-A on it. I have to put it into the dongle. The dongle will then put it into my USB-C insert on my MacBook. It's the best thing. It has different directional settings that you can put to make your voice heard. So I have mine on the omnidirectional. Now I will caution you, if you're in a room that doesn't have anything in the room, say if you're in a closed studio, it's going to give you that echo possibly because you're in an empty room, right? An empty room is going to echo. So if you are in an empty studio, maybe put down some of the bolsters, put different things down. If you can get one of those screens to put up in the room to kind of block off half the room, that also might help with the echo. It really helps. I have tried a lot of those wireless mics, from the high-end ones, from the low-end ones, and I really didn't have the best experience with them. My wireless mic went out in the middle of my class. I was streaming on Zoom and it completely went out. I couldn't do anything else about it. So I got rid of that mic. Of course, after that fail, I got rid of it. Wireless mics have their place, right? I have two wireless mics that I use in my in-person setup. One, when it's a very short range, if I'm inside of a studio, I use that wireless mic. It's completely wireless. It's a headset that I put on that has a little microphone. If I'm doing classes outdoors and I have a huge speaker, then I'll have the actual pack on my back and I run it through, and I have a headset as well for that one. Wireless mics and those ones, they have their place. While I'm in my home and I'm doing my studio practice here in my home, I love this mic. This is my ultimate setup. Now, one other thing you can do to level up your practice and level up your pro setup here is to level up your lens. So the kit lens is the one that I'm using right now. If I really wanted to level up my setup and level it up to this is one more step, get you a really good lens. It's on my list, but I felt like right now it's serving me with my kit lens. I have everything in shot. I'm able to see everything. But that's one of the big advantages over doing something on your laptop. And I do have a video. If you are on a laptop or you're on a phone and you want to get that wide angle shot, I do have an option for you. So all is not lost if you can't invest in a camera. So please check out that other video. But this is my setup. It works for me. If you have any questions on it, I am definitely welcome to help you out, because I really enjoy this setup. It works for me. I don't have any problems. I have had results. One of the other things is music, right? If you want to bring music into your stream, then that's a whole nother topic that we can talk on. I do have a video for that. And bringing music in requires an additional thing on your part. So I want to make sure first that you have this basic setup. If you want to do music that's just on a speaker or something like that, I do that as well. You can put a little portable speaker and play it somewhere where it's a little bit back from your microphone and turn it down. Just really get to play with it to make sure that adjustment and make sure your audio is good. Your mic is going to pick it up, but just make sure that your voice is heard better over anything else. So with that, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. If you enjoyed this video, please, please, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great one. Happy teaching.